Alright, I'm back. Gonna make a Plinko game. I think that's what it's called, is Plinko. See it on The Price is Right back in the day. I don't know if it's still on The Price is Right or not. But I used to see it on The Price is Right, and I made one before for my kids' school when they were in kindergarten. They had a little fair, and they were asking if somebody could make one. I volunteered to make it. I didn't videotape that one. I ended up giving that one to the school, so I don't have it anymore. And the school my kids are going to now is going to have a fair. So my wife had asked me if I could make another Plinko game. Since I've done it before, I know all the stuff I needed to make it. It's pretty easy. Not too much to it. Piece of plywood, this piece of trim. It's actually for roofing. That corrugated roofing kind of fits in there. And then the little bolts that stick through that the puck kind of slides between, bounces off those. And this is the hardware that holds those in place. So I'm going to get into this, and I will try to put in little bits and pieces into a video so I can show you how I built it. Hold on just a minute and I'll get back at you. Alright guys, I've got some of my markings done on this piece of plywood where I'm going to put the bolts for the pachinko puck to slide down through. I went through and I marked about how far apart I wanted them. Now these posts sit in a diamond shape, not a square shape like this, so these other marks, I'm going to draw another line and another line across here and put a pin right there. Before I draw those other lines, I want to circle where these lines intersect, because otherwise you have what you have down here, which is a bunch of lines with a bunch of intersections, and not all those intersections are going to have a post, because those lines are going to come through here. You're not going to put a post right there and a post right there. You're only going to put a post at that intersection of a line. So in between your two sets of lines you have to draw for this grid, circle your intersecting points so you know where you're drilling. You don't accidentally drill through a spot you don't have to. Let me finish up this grid and drill out the holes, and I'll be back. Alright, so the lines are all drawn out. We got our circles drawn. We're going to drill holes, all in the form of a diamond there. I had predetermined that I'm going to use a 3-inch hole saw to cut out my puck. That's going to be the size of my puck right there, because I don't want to have to go try and find a puck or buy a puck online. I'm just going to cut a puck out of a piece of plywood with a hole saw. Smooth it up, maybe put some paint on it, who knows. But that's going to be the size of my puck. And as you can see, it fits through in between those posts just fine. It might be a little close. I might have to make a 2.5-inch puck for this particular board. We'll find out in the end. But this is where I want my nails. I wanted to have enough nails so it would bounce around quite a bit going down, have a good chance of going wherever it wanted on the board. Now keep in mind that I didn't want to make it too tall, because these are little kids playing on this Plinko game, so they're going to have to stand on a crate or something behind this anyways. The school is a K through 8, so you have kindergartners walking up to this trying to play it. If you make it too tall, they're not going to be able to play. They're going to have somebody hold them up to drop the puck. So I wanted to make it a decent size for everybody to play on. And I think this will work. The only thing we might have to work on is the puck size. That's the size puck I'm going to use to start with. Hopefully it works out good. If not, we'll go to a smaller size puck and see if it works better. Well, that took a little while. But I got the grid work all drawn out, and I drilled the holes where they're supposed to be. I think I'm going to leave these bottom ones out because I have to have a place to catch the puck at the bottom. So I'm going to leave those out. And the sides, I don't know if I'm going to have a need for the post on the sides or not. I'm going to have a border, so I might need the ones on the sides. I might not. We'll have to see. So let me put the border on the sides, and I have a couple screws that I'll put a couple screws in, and I'll see how it looks. Hang on just a minute, I'll be right back. I've decided to flip that piece of plywood over because I want to sand off all the lines, and it had more knots in the other side. This side's got some tear outs from where I was drilling, but I'm going to patch those up with some wood filler. It'll be all right. One thing you want to look out for, the last pachinko game I built, the pucks liked to come over here and kind of get stuck sometimes. So you want to make sure that your puck is small enough to fit through this space. Now remember, I skipped a hole, and there's supposed to be a hole somewhere right about here. So it'll bounce off that one. It won't have a chance of going behind that one, but it will have a chance of going behind this one as it's traveling down through. So you want to make sure your puck's going to fit through there. This is a 3-inch hole saw, which means the outside is 3 inches. So what you're left with when you cut this is a 3-inch hole in something. So what's left on the inside is less than 3 inches. And if it was exactly 3 inches, it would still fit just barely. Might get caught up a little bit. But since we're going to have, I'm guessing, to be about 2 3/4 inches across the puck, I think it'll fit okay. This fits through there, so I think the puck will fit through just fine. I'm going to go ahead and drill out those other holes on the sides, but I think I'm going to leave that last row at the top and the last row at the bottom. I'm going to leave those out of the equation, just because you have to have a pocket down here to catch it in, and you have to have a place up here for the kids to put it and let it fall. Let me get some more of this done up here. I'm still waiting on some more of these. I forget what they call them, T-nuts. I couldn't find them at the hardware store, except for in bags of 2 or 3 at a time. So I went ahead and ordered them online. They should be here in a couple days, and I will get this thing going.